What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titan's action spawning in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is ReDo. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's been a hot minute since I've actually casted some games, and I feel like I've missed it a little bit. We casted so many over the past couple of months that I just needed a bit of a break from it all. So we're back, we're raring to go. This is actually a part of the King of the Gods tournament hosted by ReDo. I do recommend, if you want to see some more of these games, a lot of the community is casting them, but specifically ReDo. I believe he is either, well, he doesn't speak English in his cast. I think he's a Portuguese or Spanish speaker. But they are out there, so you can watch these games on his YouTube channel, as well as a lot of the other community out there. I know Blackadder is doing a lot of them. Maiden's doing a lot of them. AOL Iron Maiden. So definitely check him out if you're interested in it. I believe it's considered an S tier tournament on Wikipedia. So a lot of S tier tournaments recently for Age of Mythology is very, very exciting. But we should talk a little bit about what makes this matchup so good. ReDo, a lot of people are saying he is the second coming. A lot of people are like, ReDo came back. And they're like, ReDo's just the best player. That's what they're saying. A lot of people have said this. They're just like, ReDo's just the best player. And that's all it is. So he gets himself put to the test right now. He's now playing Loki in a tournament, a serious tournament here. So Loki is obviously one of those gods that top players are thinking is a viable pick. So we'll see if he's going to be able to compete here, because he is currently playing against another player who a lot of players believe is up there in the top three conversation, if not top one conversation, having had a little bit of a rough time in the recent tournament, but having a lot of wins in S tier tournaments over the past year. So had a lot of success. So definitely a player to be very, very terrified of in tournament. And not only that, we're actually seeing Kimo going in with Hades now. I don't know whether or not he's given up on his Ra to some degree, or if he's just like saying, you know what, Hades is just the best god right now. We're in a tournament. I'm just going to play the best god, and I'm just going to beat you with my skill. So we'll see how things are going to go. We do see Kimo moving out into the center of the map here, going to be eating these walrus. A thing that a lot of Hades players do, and this is basically the Nullus build order, and even you can say it's good, you can say it's bad. It works for Nullus, but this is the Nullus build order. Effectively, he wants to go for a 339 advance time. For 439 to the classical age, he wants to get himself an Ajax out. He wants to have his villagers on 2 separate hunting spots. He wants to have a whole bunch of villagers on this wood nice and early to help him out in classical age. And all the other good stuff that comes with that. So this build order here is looking remarkably similar to the Nullus build orders, insofar as he's even taken villagers off of this location to move them to the secondary hunt, just like Nullus does. So I'm really, really intrigued, and you can see the Ajax is coming out. Mr. Kimo, he has been studying. So, Fort City now coming through for ReDo. I'm not sure if ReDo did the kind of new Yoshi build order. I say new Yoshi soup build order where you start Dwarf first. Definitely the right way to go with Norse on pretty much every single map. I don't believe there's one that Odin or Loki should do other than that Dwarf first if you're a top player. It lets you more resources. It's just straight better. We'll have to wait and see. So ReDo here, he's gone through 4 SETI, got himself 7 villagers on food, got himself 4 villagers on wood, got himself 4 villagers on, or dwarves I should say, on gold. Walls coming up across the map. So going to be producing. The question is, what is Kimo going to be doing here? Kimo's got himself what? What has Kimo got himself? He's got himself an Ajax out defending his hunt over here. I believe he knows that there's this head of Orpheus here. Plus 8 building line of sight. Might not seem like a lot, but in my experience, at the top level, those small advantages can mean quite a bit. I believe that Kimo probably should have walked over at least to grab the relic and then walk back over to just defend if he wanted to. But we'll see what's going to happen here. Kimo's probably looking to go for somewhat of a classical fight here, which I absolutely love as Hades. I think this is... I mean, people do it. So when I say it's sleeper OP, I mean, it it is what it is. It's not exactly sleeper OP because people do it, but I think it's stronger than people actually give it credit for, especially because you can go for semi-fast heroics much, much better than you can with, say, a Zeus like one town center Athena Rush, because you get access to Aphrodite. But we do see the Hersa coming in, going to be taking out that Katoskopos over here, still eating up the Walrus, bringing the villagers back. Great micro from Kimo thus far. ReDo looks like he's almost picked off a villager here. Doesn't quite get it. The troll does fall, and now the Hersa have to retreat back home. Things get a little bit difficult now for ReDo because he didn't really manage to force any sort of restoration. The Ajax is still full HP, the Chiron is still full HP, and the villagers are outside of the base for ReDo. ReDo's going to have to work out how he's going to be able to keep Kimo on the back foot so that he can continue eating this hunt. And not only that, how is he going to be able to get over and start eating these walrus? End up becoming the most difficult question so far that I think it's even more important for a Loki player to be in the center of the map eating these walrus nice and early, just so that they can prevent their opponent from walking forward and grabbing them, because they're so vitally important on this map. Like Frozen Waste actually plays out very, very similarly to maps like Sheltered Pass. If you get control of the middle of the map on Sheltered Pass, you get all of those giraffe that spawn there. For those of you who don't know what Sheltered Pass is, it was a map that was introduced in to the Keen Flame map pool, and we used it in the Champions League Season 3, saw a lot of games on it. But basically it plays out very similar to the Frozen Waste map. As ReDo searching around here for something to attack. He does have himself Hall of Fames right now, so his Hersa are quite fast. Getting a little bit of damage done onto that Hersa, Hoplite, and then retreating away. I like that play. The Katoska boss does spot the villagers on this position. We'll see if at any point here Kimo is going to be looking to put some pressure on. At this point, we do see a second longhouse, a third military building coming in. And raiding cavalry is starting to get built here for ReDo. I'll talk a little bit about that, but I understand why he's doing it, because the Tox Toadies are really, really strong. I just don't know if it's the best play for Loki here. I think better would be to just get yourself some Throw and Axemen out to deal with those hoplites and just continue making as many Hersa as you possibly can, because that's your win condition. Hersa, myth unit spawn, as the villagers here look like they're going to get caught out something fierce. One villager going to be going down, two villagers going to be going down. The Minotaur coming up to the top side of the map here, path blocking nicely as we see Kimo trying to move his units into position to take out even more villagers. But these villagers, they look like they're all going to be going down here as Kimo has prevented them from retreating back. Now we see more units coming over here from ReDo to come and help out. Two more villagers falling before the army going to be retreating away. Can Kimo actually fight this? Ionios Spawn is absolutely gigantic to start this fight off. Great micro here from ReDo, going to be pulling away with that low HP Hersa. The restoration comes through, and ReDo going to be able to retreat back into his base right now, and we'll see how things are going to go. Going to jump onto this healing spring over here. He's got his whole entire base nice and defended, and he's got the resources to get Watchtower to keep the army away here, as Kimo's going to have to think about retreating back home. As more units are coming forward, we do see that Kimo, he's continuing to spam units out. When I see the towers going up here for ReDo, for a Loki player as Hades, generally my thought process as the Greek player is, how can I get to the heroic age to make a pacifist? Because the pacifists are everything in this matchup. They take out the Hersa. They don't really take out the cavalry, but your only concern is going to be the Hersa as Kimo swings around. Going to be checking out that gold mine. 600 gold remaining in it. I would not say that there's plenty of goat here at all. There's not plenty of goat here. ReDo might not have enough resources in his base to actually get to the next age, which is going to be the toughest thing to deal with. You don't really want to be staying classical age against Hades as Loki if you can help it. He has not gone for the scouting. Neither player is scouted around the back. There's plenty of goat here for ReDo to pick up, and the fact that he hasn't got them is going to be a really, really big hindrance to him in this game. As ReDo going to be searching around the left side of the map here for villagers to take out, but there's nothing here. There are these elk. You can technically attack these and get a little bit of favor. It's not a bad play. It just means that if Kimo does decide to move over here and eat these elk, you're not going to be able to do the fog of war kind of map hacks esque type thing to see what's happening. But the town center coming up for Kimo here, a little bit scary in all honesty. for Kimo with grabbing that town center against Loki. You do let the Loki have a lot of the initiative moving forward, as we do see the armory coming up. The big question is, though, on the big fact that moves forward in this game is grabbing this town center as Hades puts the ball into the Loki player's court. Loki now needs to make some really, really smart army movements and get a huge amount of value out of, well, not even a huge amount of value, just needs to get value out of flaming weapons in order to continue in this game. Otherwise, the extra town center is going to be a big, big assistance for the Hades. As we do see the dwarves moving on to the gold mine, one thing that ReDo could do here is he could have moved forward onto those walruses, but he didn't see the town center going up, so he didn't really know. Now Kimo's got, actually, I love this play from Kimo. He isn't building military anymore. He's stopped production. He's got his town center. He's got Hunt over here, and he's got an armory coming up. Kimo's going heroic age as well. What's better than a 1 town center fast heroic? Well, 1 town center semi-fast heroic. A 2 town center slightly delayed semi-fast heroic. Absolutely love that play there from Kimo. It's great because, one, Kimo can just sack this town center and he's going to be completely fine. But more importantly, Kimo's going to be able to get those Hapaspist out, which is going to be so vitally important. As ReDo swings around, does grab a couple of goat here. That will matter. The villagers still haven't made their way forward onto these walrus, and I think that's a huge mistake here from ReDo. He could really, really use that extra 900 hunt. 900 hunt? 1200 hunt? What is it? I can't remember. I think it's 400 food. A walrus? 1200 hunt? 300 hunt? Show me. 400, yeah. So that's huge. That's enough to get to the mythic age, which could be enough to win this game. But ReDo needs to be on it like now before the pain comes from the Hades. And not only that, we see Apollo coming forward here for Kimo, which means that a underworld passage onto this gold mine is a very, very real possibility. Very scary for ReDo at this point. ReDo needs to set up like a hill fort back here or something to defend that gold mine like immediately. Otherwise, life's going to get very tough for him very, very shortly. His farm's coming up here now for Kimo as well. Kind of being pushed off of the hunt. Doesn't want to be eating the berry bushes on this side. The army kind of just preparing here for ReDo. It looks like he's going for an all-in in the heroic age, if you ask me, which may or may not work. We'll have to wait and see. There's the heroic age from Kimo. The immediate underworld passage onto this location. The dwarves going to be getting pulled back as the battle boar moves in, going to be tanking that town center fire here. How many dwarves going down? We do see the dwarves retreating away from the underworld passage here, as, I mean, options are aplenty here for Kimo. For ReDo, on the other hand, not so many options are so available. ReDo might need to be completely thinking about something different here. He does click the flaming weapons button. He'll be attempting to take down a Hades town center. There is no masons through just yet for Kimo. Kimo's got a fantastic concave over here as the Hersa pulling back, trying to dodge some of those Toxotes there, but not quite able to do so. We just see the Achilles onto this battle boar as well, getting a lot of damage done. The Iron spawn here, great micro there from ReDo. He tasked that Iron perfectly onto unit to get that special attack off to help those units out even more as the Toxotes falling. Town center here still half HP-ish, 99 population for ReDo. Kimo still at 100 population here as the army of ReDo is still trying to break through. Dwarves still retreating around here, not able to really find anything to do in the middle of the map there. ReDo's got plenty of food and wood at the moment, but no gold in the bank at this point here to really do all too much. We do see the dwarves are going to be making their way up to the top gold mine there as the town center here, 1,000 HP remaining. Another battle ball coming in. That Achilles does end up falling. It looks like ReDo, he's fallen down to 60 population. He's got nothing left in the chamber here as a bunch of Hades Shades pop out here to help the defense even more. 800 HP, going to be too much here, it seems, for ReDo to continue the pressure as the villagers pulling back here. That one Manticore is too much there in the middle of the map. Like we said, potentially ReDo could have eaten the entirety of that hunt had he just moved forward a little bit earlier, but did not do so. As ReDo here got nothing else is left to do here for him. He needs to figure out a way to deal with the Hapaspist. There's not a fantastic way for a heroic age Loki to deal with those Apaspists, aside from maybe trolls. Hammer trolls at this point, if he can make all of this favor in hammer trolls, could deal with those Apaspists and keep himself alive. But he's being alive enough here as Kimo, he's got his farm set up. His villagers are pumping out. He's set up over on this gold mine as well. ReDo needs to get a lot of damage done to catch back up on the economy here. This gold mine over here has been pushed off for the time being here. And now Kimo moves forward. He's going to be searching for, I guess, the gold villages here. Has to be the thought process up to the top side of the map, over to this side of the map. Either way wouldn't be a bad idea, as we do see some raids coming down. Hitting this gold mine wouldn't go astray. One of the big power moves for a Hades player on a map like Frozen Waste against Loki is to simply put a fortress down on your second gold mine. And that's what you have to do. We do see a mark coming down here for ReDo. We'll see if that's going to help him out or not. It's the underworld passage going to be getting kept alive for the time being, with Chiron dropping through there to push that battle boar off. So we do see the villagers getting pushed back. Let's just decide to turn around and actually take the fight a little bit. There is only a Valkyrie here, in all honesty. The raiding cavalry, not that useful. One villager does go down, and the villagers on this gold mine are going to get harassed. Is there a Chiron making its way over? I don't see the Chiron coming. Looks like the heroes are still moving across. So you're going to be looking to hit this location as a hill fort will be coming up. But to me, this is too little too late. As the dwarves getting pushed back, the army coming through here, those Toxotes are going to tear through the Thrown Axemen on this position here as well. There's a battle boar coming in to help out, but with Achilles in the army here, that's going to get taken out very quickly. As if Kimo micros just a little bit onto those Thrown Axemen, this hill fort will never go up, and it looks like they all get targeted down nonetheless by those Apaspists. As another battle boar on the back joins the fight, but it's still two heroes here for Kimo is more than enough. As the Valkyrie does get turned onto here. A couple of hoplites coming over to deal with this one. A lot of villagers do end up going down, but Kimo's economy is so strong here. And ReDo's got nothing left here, and he does decide in the 16th minute of this game to tap out. A commanding defense here from Kimo allows him the chance, or the opportunity here to win this game, and he takes that opportunity very nicely, pushes forward and kills everything off here. I think ReDo needs to be a little bit more aware of that underworld potential, defending that gold mine, getting that hill fort up. And the common thought process with Loki and I think this is part of why Loki was considered to be so weak for a while. Not even like so weak, but just a little bit lower on the tier list, and why he's kind of players like Mattress have kind of brought him up a tier, is that the suicidal nature of Loki, it's not necessary to find wins. Things like securing town centers nice and early, getting a second town center, and getting your hill forts up, getting a value flaming weapons rather than trying to end the game with the flaming weapons just so that it allows you to set everything up behind it. It's the way to play for Loki. Playing into your strengths that is very tough for certain civilizations to deal with. Things like getting to the ballast of the fire giants is really important. But as you can see here, just the fact that this town center of Hades, it's got itself 700 HP. The town center is only down to 800 HP, so it would have stood up anyways, even if it wasn't a Hades town center. And not only that, another really simple way that Kimo could have defended here would have just been to get masons, and that town center would have been nowhere close to going down. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.